G'day, and welcome back to that new hobby high. Ultramarines from scratch. Had some good developments here this week. Christmas is over, New Year's is over, I'm back at work. And now I'm back at work. Funnily enough, it gives me more time to concentrate on painting the miniatures, because now I get half an hour every day to paint, because Bubs is at daycare, wife isn't home from work yet. A small window, half an hour of myself to paint and do this hobby. Also, another milestone. This marks the 9th of January. This marks this channel and my interest and introduction into all the knowledge of fucking 30k and 40k. 3 months. 3 months I've been into this now, and by Christ, I have learnt a lot. Oh fuck yeah! Well, to be honest, there is a lot to learn. Chapters, stories, history, characters. It's just so in depth. So yeah, three months. All my knowledge summed up in 3 months could be summed up in not a hell of a lot. I don't understand a lot of the stuff about the story of this game. I don't understand a lot of the stuff about the history of the game. I found out just recently, and I mentioned it in one of my messenger chats, that I was surprised that Horus died. I genuinely didn't know he died or was going to get killed. That was news to me. But as I've been informed that most people who play this game or have played it don't play from scratch, from absolutely fuck all knowledge like I am, but come from 40k or years in the hobby, and so they take a lot of this knowledge for granted that you know Horus dies, you know Sanguinus dies, you know that Ferrus Manus is dead. I didn't. It's not spoilers because it's freaking common knowledge, but shit, I didn't. I'm only bloody 4 books into the series. It's not spoilers, but yeah, it was a bit of a shock to find out. So what I'm going to do, as well as you'll see me progressing with these Ultramarines, is I've bought the books. I bought the first 5 books, and I bought a few other random ones which I've found, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the books are very, very, very pricey. I'm guessing they don't get reprinted often. Some of them can even reach $400. This is a book called oh shit, I don't know. It's got the Thousand Suns and the Space Wolves on it. It's going for nearly $400. The Fall of some sort of planet. $400 for a book. Anyway, ridiculous. But the books I have got, I've read 4, and I'm about to start Fulgrim, which is the 5th in the series. So I've gone through and I've taken notes out of them, of my thoughts and my my reactions, and as someone who's not done any history or any homework or knows anything about the actual story. So it's a lot of, who the fuck is this guy? Should I know what a Primarch is? Is Horus important? Who is the Emperor? What's his name? But I've not been in the story. I don't know it. So these are the thoughts of someone new going in. And I was going to do a review of each book from that assumption, as a different, not a channel to be on this channel, but as something different for me to create as I mosey through the story and lore of 30 and 40k. Now, let's see now. Last Thursday, I was supposed to have a game. It didn't pan out. I didn't get. It didn't work out. Dramas happened and didn't get it. Hopefully, I'll get one this Thursday. But what did happen to me is I got a bloke came up and took his time to sit down and explain to me a lot of the inner workings of 40k and 30k. The characters, the story in basic, the bloody, the different aliens, and what the general gist of the story is, the current setting, and how it was affected. Basically, if you've ever seen if you've ever seen a show that has a mental institution in it, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, 12 Monkeys, that episode of Futurama where Fry thinks he's the robot. There's a scene in each of these where it's called the tour of the asylum. That's what it's called in movie making. And it's where an a more experienced veteran of the institution takes a young fella under his wing and explains to him the ins and outs and the functions of the asylum. He goes, this is Nurse Ratchet. She gives the best pills. This is Geordie. He eats cork. This is Reginald. He likes to lick shoes. And they give you a nice tour of and just let you know what's going on, and the heartbeat of the place. Now, this fella, and I've forgotten his name, and I am truly sorry. He spent his time last Thursday giving me a tour of the asylum. He explained to me a lot about the 30 and 40k universe, which I had fucking no idea about. He explained to me about the Necrons, who are these doom robots that sleep. He explained to me about these things called the Tyranids, which are these doom ants that eat. He explained to me about the Eldar, who are these like little pansy elves that were once really hard, but then just screwed a god into existence, and then sort of don't, and then don't root anymore because they don't want to get the god to come back. I don't know, but it's and then there's Grey Knights, and how each of the legions that survived the Horus Heresy that were fighting against the loyal legions, how they fell and what happened to them, like the Death Guard, what happened to them. The Thousand Sons got turned into like dust. And it was so enlightening, and I really, 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 really thank you for doing it. It was just taking your time to explain the story to me, or at least a good portion of it, it was so appreciated. It really was. And I won't be asking dumbass questions like, did you know Horus died? Or is Khorne a Primarch like fucking Angron? So, which are questions I genuinely posed recently because I just got myself confused. But it was just the depth of the story part of this game is amazing, and to me that's probably why. This is another comment. It's probably why this game seems to be so expensive. If you buy a plastic model plane, say you bought the Tamiya F-14 Tomcat, the 148 scale one, markets at about $130. You get the plane, you get the build, you know the history because it was written as it was created. You know the types and the variants because it was, it's in the past. But when you buy a 30k or a 40k model, you're not just buying a bit of plastic. You're buying the story, you're buying the history, you're buying the details, you're buying all the time that's been invested in it by probably, I don't know, hundreds, tens, writers, of creators, of decades, from what I understand, of storytelling and world building. So yeah, you're not just buying a small bit of cheap plastic and think, oh fuck, that's a bit pricey. You're buying a game, something that you can actually involve yourself in. It's not just something that's going to be, okay, you've made it, I've got the history, I'll sit on the shelf and it's done. There's so many aspects to it, and that's why I think it's so expensive. You're getting these aspects. Bugger. Shit. Overpaint. You're getting these aspects of it with every bit of the story, every extra bit of dollar. It's not just these highly detailed, fun models and the gameplay. It's the story and the involvement, even the setting. It's just I'm just random thoughts. But for everything else that I've been doing recently, I got this packet of Terminators, and some extra bits from Forge World, which I'm putting together now. I've got a set of Mark IIIs. I finished the Primus Medicae. He came up quite alright, I think. The Mark IIIs, they're a bit stumpy and stubby. So I've put a spacer in at the waist and made it look like a belt, and a little spacer under the helmet, and must stand them up to the same height as the Mark VI. I've also replaced the guns with the spare guns from the Mark VI when I made the Tactical Support Squad. So give them a bit of uniformity and all having the same weapons. I don't know. I've been told not to make another Tactical Squad, but that was before I started fiddling around with these ones. So I'm really not sure where I'm heading with them at the moment. I'm just going to finish these Terminators first, because if I can get these Terminators done by Thursday, then they'll see the table as a 10-man squad. If not, just run the 5 again and see if I can actually get a game. It's disappointing not getting a game last Thursday, I've got to admit. But having the like I said, the tour of the asylum in the nicest way. I don't mean that in a disgruntled or a rude way. So please don't take it like that. It was just a good. It was a good afternoon and a good evening well spent, just learning about the stories, learning about the races, the characters, a little bit of the history of it. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my thoughts for the day. Yous all take care of yourselves. Love the lot of yous. And I'll be back in a day with less of a ramble and more of what I'm doing with these units. Love the lot of yous. Ta-ra. Bye.